Hola, bienvenidas. Lo que vamos a hacer hoy es visitar algunos sitios en América del Sur y también vamos a hablar de unas cosas de gramática que necesiten saber para completar la tarea de hoy. En capítulo 8 visitamos los países de Chile, Argentina, Paraguay y Uruguay. Y aquí en el PowerPoint que ustedes van a tener en Moodle, yo tengo algunos sitios que vamos a visitar ahorita, pero ustedes pueden mirar los sitios en casa si quieren. Primero vamos a ver a Chile para ver unas fotos de National Geographic. Aquí es el Gran Torre Santiago en Santiago de Chile. Aquí es Santiago, el Parque de Santiago, y puede ver la ciudad abajo. También hay un parque aquí donde puedes descansar, jugar con los amigos, caminar y lo que quieres. Aquí es el Paseo Ahumada y puede ver que hay muchas tiendas y puedes pasear y comprar lo que quieres. Posiblemente se vende helado o gelado cerca. Bueno. Aquí es el Palacio de la Moneda. Es muy bonito. Y hay el Océano Pacífico en Valparaíso. Y ahí puedes mirar el agua, descansar, disfrutar la playa, etc. Aquí quería mostrarles Paraguay y porque dice aquí FIFA Beach Soccer World Cup Paraguay 2019. So in 2019, unknowingly to me, there was a soccer World Cup on the beach. So I just wanted to point this out. It was pretty interesting. Y también they have here that there are a lot of UNESCO protected archaeological sites. I thought that was really important for y'all to know, Argentina. And so scrolling through this, I thought this was great. You can ride with gauchos. I would love to do that. I've been in the ring with a little bull. And that was very interesting. I would do that again, definitely, in Spain. That's where I did that. You can see giant guinea pigs. This, I would love to see. These drives, you may be willing to do that because you are very adventurous. I, however, am not overly crazy about mountainside drives. But hey, some people are really into that. You find lots of wilderness. Look at the snow. This is really awesome. This is a very famous bookstore. So it is El Ateneo Gran Splendidar en Barrio Norte in Buenos Aires. They are all available on the PowerPoint, so you can look at that as well. But también en el PowerPoint yo tengo el vocabulario, las cosas que necesiten saber para la prueba que viene. Y en la primera lección cubre cuentos y poesía. También habla del past progressive en conjunctions. Recuerden que necesitan usar el subjuntivo después de conjunciones. Es muy importante que recuerdas que si hay un que, if there's a K, you absolutely have to use the subjuntivo. Remember, después de followed by infinitive, antes de followed by infinitive, but once you put that K after that conjunction, you absolutely must use the subjuntivo. Alright, en la segunda lección de unidad 8, this is where I want to focus today, is the gramática para la lección 2. Porque habla de say for an unintentional occurrences. This say, unintentional say, is something we see a lot. And I just want to go over it and make sure that y'all understand it because it's something that you have to learn next year. And also because it has to do with what is in your homework for tonight. Alright, so what we're going to be doing is using these particular verbs. Acabársele, caérsele, ocurrírsele, olvidársele, perdérsele, quedársele, rompérsele. So all of these are going to be used because something happened to you or another person, but it was not intended. It was an accident. The cup broke. It wasn't like you threw the cup across the room to intentionally break it. You know, maybe you forgot to bring your homework to school. Like you didn't purposely forget to bring it. And so using that say before the expression, hence the word before, it lets you know that it wasn't intentional. But what we need here is we need to remember that this say is introducing the idea that the event that took place did not, was not intentional. But here, it's not only that it could be used in the past, it can also be used in the present. So again, el tiempo se te acaba, your time is running out. So when we're talking about these, that el tiempo is what controls this verb. The te is who it is happening to. And we're going to see in a few minutes, like, you know, if you have a lay, remember the lay can be for a boy or a girl, and you don't always know who you're talking about. So if we want to specify who this person is it Ana or is it Alicia? Well, we don't know if we use lay, right? Or is it Ana or Roberto? Again, we don't know if we use lay because it doesn't show gender. So we can use a clarification with a. And I'm going to show you that in a second. Alright, so this is del paquete página 15. Sorry, it's page 15. And so here it explains that in English, the cause of an unintentional occurrence is the subject of the sentence. In Spanish, the occurrence, the verb, happens to someone, and you use an indirect object pronoun. Alright, so se me acabaron las entradas del teatro, ya no tengo más. I don't have any more tickets left. I ran out of theater tickets. Alright. Ayer se me cayó el guión en el agua mientras ensayaba. Alright. So yesterday I dropped the script. I didn't throw it in the water. I dropped it. Okay. Se me ocurrió una idea genial. Alright. Again, I hope you are noticing that the me here comes second. Alright, so the person that it is happening to comes second. Alright, so here when we had Antonio, this last one, Antonio tenía tu vaso en las manos cuando se le rompió. The le has to do with Antonio. And the rompió matches vaso. The vaso is what's controlling rompió. Okay? Alright, so these are the verbos that typically we use with this unintentional say. So keep that in mind. Again, it's not only these verbs, but it is typically these verbs. So what you're going to be doing in your packet in the first exercise is you're going to be looking at the sentences that they're giving you. Alright, and then you need to look at this second pronoun because the say is just indicating that it's unintentional. The lay has to match one of these. And so for number 1, you choose B. And then here you look at this lace, and which one of these matches lace. It would be A. I-A-S. Then on the second section, you're looking at who is after the A. Alright? So that helps determine, is it a Carmen y a Evelio? All right, so you need to look to see, okay, well, they both match lace, so which one do I choose? So what you need to do is you need to make sure that you understand that keys, las llaves, is what's controlling your verb. Don't look at the people after the a, because they're some type of either indirect or direct object. So, las llaves, the keys, you need perdieron. So for número dos, a nosotras, blank, el dinero. Again, el dinero is going to control your verb. Well, they both are acabó, so it's gone. So that can't help. That's not going to help you. Then you have to look at a nosotras, and so that means that this one, se nos acabó el dinero, is going to be the correct choice. So the se comes first, then the person that it happened to, and then your verb that agrees with whatever the noun is that happened, you're talking about. So here in ejercicio 3, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be writing sentences. All right? I need you to include the phrase with a in your sentences. So I'm going to write the first two for you just to give you an example. All right? Yo is the person that it happened to, but you can't use yo in your sentence because yo never comes after a. And since yo is not a subject, the subject of the sentence, libro is going to be the subject, right? Because that's the item that we're talking about. So your sentence has to be a mí, se, because remember your se comes first, me, because that's who it happened to, cayó, what fell? El libro, por la ventana. So my book fell through the window. Horrible thing, okay? Should never happen. You should always keep your books close. Computers too. So tu, perderse, llaves, parque. So they're giving you a location, telling you what you lost, and who it happened to. Again, tu is the same thing as yo. You can't use tu in your sentence because it happened to that person, so it would be a ti. And again, you need the se first. So se, te, perdieron las llaves en el parque. Okay? Be careful when you are writing these verbs that you remember you are not writing the imperfect subjunctive. Okay? We are just writing the preterite tense. So keep in mind, do not confuse preterite with imperfect subjunctive. The last section of 8.2 again is just a review of things that we had already done in Unidad 5. All right. So remember, I talked about this earlier in the lecture. Antes de que is followed by the subjunctive, but if the que is not there and it's just antes de, or it's just para, then what happens? What do we have to use after that if it's a verb? The verb has to be in the infinitive form. Okay, so make sure you remember that. And then the last part, aunque llueva, jugaremos el partido. Even if it rains, we will play the game. All right. So I'm not going to quiz you on that, but that is something that does come up a lot. Cuando functions in the same way. These first few, these right here, you do need to know. Okay. So these right here, you must know that. All right. Bueno, If you have any questions, send me an email, try to Skype me during class, and I'll be happy to answer your preguntas.